Now, not only are utes hot property, but they are an absolute magnet for accessories and modification, which, as most dealers know, means an extra layer of profit as part of the sale process. And the numbers bounce around, but sometimes I hear numbers of about 10 grand on average going out as accessories and options on a ute when it leaves a new car dealership. Now, Jim Stanners from RVE is very well known for their work in accessorizing and modifying utes, and they've got a new product that they're rolling out, which is a new part of the dealership process when it comes to ute sales that helps add on those all-important extras. Thanks for joining us, Jim.
Thank you, Richard. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, tell us about this product. I gather it was a bit of a COVID process invention. Just tell us what we've got in front of us here.
So, yeah, what you're seeing in front of you now is what we call the RVE Configurator. With the onset of COVID and everyone going into lockdown, and some people took it as a holiday. We certainly didn't. We got into development. Now there's 3 directors. Some of us went into physically developing new product, and some of us jumped into more the tech side of where we thought the industry might go. If you lock down, you can't go and physically see a car. Where you can jump online, standard websites, but you just get the vanilla. So we went, hey, we've always wanted to do this, and we've done it in little areas, but not such widespread. So what we've got here is a configurator that's been tailored to John Andrew Ford, working with Blaine there, and they've got specific packages, but this is also generally available on the web, on the RVE website.
So I guess what you've got is a website that allows someone to build their dream ute, but you've also adapted it so it can become part of the physical process at the dealership. You can stand here with a customer and work through and build a vehicle.
Yeah, so we've started incorporating the whole vehicle now. RVE started in 1968, come through 3 generations, and now that was originally so if we just go to here, that was originally a automotive upholstery based business. So what we're looking at now is this started around the seat. Everything we're doing is based from the driver's seat. We have this is inside a Ford Ranger. Yep. We have a patented foam system here that takes this from a standard seat to a sports seat, and then from here you can customize to your heart's content.
So you can customize the color and the shape of the seats, yep. And then once you've done that, you might decide, well, my seats look fantastic, I now need to go and have some new wheels.
Yep, so we played with the leather, yep. And that's where it started. We go to the leather and the steering wheel, of course, but now you can change to your heart's content. We pick an insert style, and let's choose the color of the leather. We can put stitching different color into the middle there. We might just change that stitching to red if we push it hard enough. That's gone already. Cut. And then we can come out of here. You might want to change the outer panels of different bits and pieces. We'll go to that one. So let's change that. And then we don't have it on this one, but there's, normally you can put an RVE logo on there, which is kind of standard. You can change the colors or not have them if you don't like them. We'll just go to here. So, you might not like that. You might want to just change it to black. You might even want to change it to green.
Have you get an idea of how many seat combinations you can put on in the system?
The point here is, we haven't worked that out yet. Because it's still growing. Yeah. Like currently this is in beta mode. There's a couple of glitches that have continually been updated. We can take them right out as well. Yeah. So now that's a completely different seat.
So you've got your seats. What else can we do in here?
Well, let's stick with the interior for 2 seconds. We can now back out of here, and because not only do you want to feel where you're sitting, but sometimes your hands want to take it there as well. So we change from standard steering wheel to Monza, like so.
Nice chunky feeling wheel.
Yep, so we've got extra shape being built into this wheel. We can just, let's say for now, we'll change the 12 o'clock stripe. So The old racing drivers know what that is. We'll go to our favourite red because it's pretty good to see.
Nice and obvious.
Yep, and let's change the stitching as well. So we'll go back to the stitching. And so this has changed.
Fantastic.
That. After that, we took it to the next level, and of course we'll go now outside the vehicle. So starting from a blank canvas, we'll obviously, that's what's very hard, is that to have every make, every model, every colour, every style available on the yard. This is a huge cost saving for the dealership as well, because people will say, well, they want this vehicle, but they actually want the blue one. So once you've done that, are you keeping up? Sorry. They like to see what type of wheel goes on it. Now, once you've got your wheels,
you've got to have the 20s, yeah.
You've got to have 20s. So there's a bit of logic involved. This one is slightly wider, needs flares with the new LT.
Stick within the rules, yep.
Stick within the rules, yep. So that's all changed. You can also change the tyre to something a little bit more what you want there.
Yep.
And then obviously we'll put some flares on it. Put some sport flares. Now these are two-tone, so that's half and half. And everything from, so we're going to put a tow bar on it. We'll just move this across so you can have the tow bar on and off, because what's a ute without a tow bar?
Oh, exactly. Leave that on there.
Let's make it look a bit cooler. Let's throw a sports bar on it. So that's a sports bar like so. But then there it is from every angle. You can put a different grill in it,
yep.
All on with lights.
Oh. So someone's come in here and in a few minutes flat, you've built pretty much a mean ute and probably someone's dream vehicle.
Yep.
And you kind of got the list there. You got the price in the corner that I'm sure people will be playing with this thing.
The beauty of doing that here in a dealership is that goes straight on the finance plan. At RVE, obviously, we deal with retail, we deal with the dealer, but we like to support the dealership, because all this goes through. You can cut this however you want to, but there's an inbuilt margin in here for the dealership. So if you're pointing this at the dealers, the dealer groups know they can quote that price, and they've got money in it.
So I guess what you're getting here is kind of a seamless experience between the web for when the customer's researching a home and when they come into the showroom, or it can just be a solely showroom experience.
Yes.
Yeah. And now you guys have been working on this, and as I say, we're seeing this in a John Andrew Ford form here, but you're working to make this available to multiple brands, multiple dealerships,
yep.
as a way that they can tailor their utes for their customers?
So we see this actually possibly moving into like an open platform in time. We've got, not all the products that are on here are our products. A big portion of them are, but we've already got other suppliers coming to us wanting to get on here, because the digital platform is where people are going. As the future of the dealership evolves, where's it going to go? We already see Tesla with just moving stuff out of showrooms. I mean, they don't have physical showrooms as such, do they?
I'd argue their configurator is not as complete as yours.
Yeah. So what you're seeing is just the Ford Ranger. We have the Hilux, we have the Isuzu D-Max already online. We have the BT50 being built currently. But on the interior side, the interior being our patented Monza Sport seat, that essentially goes in any vehicle. So this can be in a Ford Focus. It's got modifications that are all done within the rules. This can be in a Ford Transit. It can be in a Toyota Yaris. So
it's really got applications beyond the ute market.
Absolutely, yeah. That's long term where we hope to have it.
So if a distributor or a dealer wants to get in touch and find out how they can get a system like this set up for their retail outlet or their dealers, who are they best to contact? What are they best to do?
Best to jump online at www.rve.co.nz. They'll see the configurator in its raw form, generic form, and they can get in touch with any of us at the office. Myself and head of marketing. Dave Stanners is the MD. He is specifically probably running the program at a sales level, but we're here to help the industry because we see this as everyone jumping on board. People can lower their stock levels. They don't have to build up 4 different vehicles out in the showroom. They can design it all here. 2 to 3 weeks later, they have their vehicle built, delivered, and done.
Now, to get a take on the system from a dealer's perspective, we're here with Blaine Barrett, who's the new vehicle sales manager at John Andrew Ford here in Auckland. Now, you guys have got the first system of this type that RVE's rolled out with someone, and they've done quite a lot of bespoke work with you on it. How is this going to fit into the sales process? I mean, how will a salesperson use this when they've got a customer and wanting a ute? How early in the process will they take them to the board?
Well, it fits in quite well. I mean, the Ranger is a product that people know and people love, and very often will accessorise because they want something that's a bit special and it's a bit more unique. So what we do is we talk to people and make sure we've got the right base vehicle to start with, because there is quite a selection in the Ranger product itself. Once we've done that, we'll talk about how they're going to use the vehicle, whether it's going to be a lifestyle vehicle, whether it's going to be a more practical type vehicle, whether they're going to be taking it off-road, what they might be doing on the weekends. And then we can come in and sit with them and we can show them just the whole range of what we can do. A lot of people come in and they really want something that's going to be their own, something that's going to be unique, something they can have a bit of fun with. It's almost like buying a high-end European vehicle, really. We can sit down and we can make the vehicle look exactly how they want it to look. We can show them what the end product's going to be like, and really they come away knowing exactly what they're going to expect to have handed to them in 2 or 3 weeks' time.
Do you think at times that whole seeing it there and just seeing how it looks with adding that one more item, so the lights of the grille might expand their spend sometimes on those accessories?
Yeah, well, it's not really about the spend at the end of the day. It's really about just getting the product exactly how people want, because sometimes there's a bit of guesswork. We can show things on a computer screen, and trying to get someone to imagine something with different wheels or in a different colour is a little bit difficult. This way they can see exactly what they're getting, so it's not the cost, it's the experience and the end product that becomes more important.
Does it also potentially reduce the amount of variation and demonstrators you need to have on site, being able to show them exactly how a particular type of vehicle will look?
Well, look, with a colour range and with an accessory range as big as something like the Ranger, you can never have one of everything on site. You'd have to have 2 or 3 more dealerships itself just to fit all the vehicles in. Whereas with what we can do here, we've got our 3 bespoke products that we have. We can have any configuration shown there. We can have anything available straight away to show the customer without having to have a whole showroom full of every individual accessory.
And we'll go with that point you made there. I mean, we've just seen a vehicle built from base, as we're seeing up on the screen here now.
Yeah.
You guys have a few bespoke packages that you put together as well. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, well, we really like to have fun with Ranger. I mean, it's a big selling product for us, and it's something that we really like to have a play with. We like utes ourselves, and this is something that we can have a bit of the cool factor injected into. So we've got our own armour range.
That's a good
Armour Rebel is something. Yeah. There used to be a belief you can't sell red trucks, but you certainly can now. And this really is something that, again, it's pretty unique. It's something that people can start with a base vehicle, which is already, we think, pretty cool, and then modify to their heart's desire. Different colourways, different alloys. Really,
bit of a Mustang look there, I think, in those stripes.
Yeah. Obviously, you're a bit of a car aficionado. That's obviously where it's come from. Boss is a pretty well recognised name in the Ford lineage, and it's just lots of fun for us too.
Fantastic. Look, thank you so much for showing that. Those are some really cool utes that I'm sure people can come and see here at John Andrew Ford.
No worries. We'll have one ready for you in a couple of weeks.
Oh, brilliant! Excellent. Thanks so much for joining us, Blaine.
Cheers.